Today on the podcast, this is a special edition. We are actually doing a Q&A. Yay! So exciting. Wanted to do a shout out first and foremost to my new bestie, Jordan. Thank you so much for sending me the message. Also, thank you for sending me the pictures. We're going to talk more about it in a second. But today on the podcast, Jordan asked a very, very good question. It was about socialization, and is it possible to over-socialize? Is that even a thing? Well, that's a great question, and we're about to get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. Have you ever thought to yourself, am I doing too much with my dog? Maybe it's not enough. Or that feeling of no matter what you do, there's always someone telling you should be doing it differently or more. More socialization, less socialization, more structure, more freedom. And you're sitting there thinking, what is actually right for my dog? That kind of second guessing, my friend, that's exhausting. And it's usually not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you don't have a clear way to understand what your dog needs. Your dog. Your unique, beautiful dog. And that's exactly what we talk about inside the Fearless Framework. We cut through all that noise, all the conflicting advice, and we help you actually see what's going on with your dog so you can make decisions that make sense and feel right. So if you're tired of overthinking every choice you're making, come and join us inside the Fearless Framework, beyondobedience.ca/fearless, and I'll see you there. Well, hello, my dog-loving friend. It is Tracy. Welcome to a very special edition of Beyond Obedience, the podcast. I hope you have your drink of choice. It's like a Q&A day today. So I have a iced coffee. Little bit of ice in there, a little iced coffee. It's a beautiful sunny day. I wanted to grab the iced coffee because I feel like this is a moment where I could sit down with my new bestie, Jordan, and just talk about her brand new puppy. Oh my gosh. Listen. If you're new, first of all, if you're new, welcome. Hey, lots of fun stuff here, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you're hearing this podcast, you need to hop into the Living Beyond Obedience Facebook group. That's the free group. Anyone can join there. And I want you to go take a look at the picture of Jordan's puppy, Olive. Please go look at the picture because she wins the award for itty bitty cutie pootie patootie nudie. See what little dogs make us do? I just said itty bitty cutie patootie ootie. That's what little dogs make us do. But she's a Chihuahua puppy. I mean, come on. You can't even with her face, her face. Ugh. Anyway, I'm super glad that Jordan has joined us and is part of the community and is hanging out with us. But she also sent me this message, so I thought, that's a great question. Let's talk about it in the podcast. So today, this is from Jordan. Her Chihuahua puppy name is Olive Rose. All right. She said, "Hi, Tracy. I recently found your podcast and love it. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm in the process of settling a new puppy. She's a Chihuahua. She's my fourth puppy I've raised in my life. And she's also the first pup who is a bit shy. Took your doginality quiz and she came out right brain introvert, which seems pretty accurate to me. Jordan did all the right things. So Jordan took the doginality quiz. If you don't know what that is, take that quiz. Go to beyondobedience.ca/quiz. Take the quiz. It's fun. It's just a fun quiz. Don't take it too seriously. It's fun. But it does give you some really good insight. Anyway, she's with me everywhere I go and being very mindful not to overwhelm her and let her warm up slowly without throwing her in the deep end, so to speak. Love that. Seems to be working. She's braver every day and she's only 12 weeks old. Oh, so I think we're on a good path. I do too. Anyway, the reason why I'm writing you is I have a question that I thought might be a good topic for your podcast. And she was right. We start puppy class this week, mostly because I found that with small dogs, it's such an important part of socialization is helping them be comfortable around other pups. We did this with both my previous littles, and it was great for them for that aspect. Absolutely. I was reading over the material in the Kennel Club that the Kennel Club sent us prior to the class, and one of the things that it says was you cannot overdo socialization with no caveats. And I think that would absolutely overwhelm Olive by overdoing socialization, just like I can overwhelm my introvert husband if I ask him to go too many social things in a row. Hey, fellow introvert to introvert, like your husband and I, yes, 100% yes. Like I'm just going to say it. Introverts, am I right? We need a break. We need a break. Do you think there is no such thing as overdoing socialization? Yes, I would. I love this conversation. She said, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for everything. I so appreciate how respectful you are of who dogs are and that they're all different. Yes, we celebrate dogs. So thank you so much, Jordan, for your kind words and your message. And how interesting. What an interesting thing to say. You cannot overdo socialization. Here's what I'm going to say. Yeah, you can. I love your instincts here, Jordan. And I think it's important to kind of break down socialization, especially in this context of, I'm going to say like old school socialization ideals. And I say that based on, the fact that people have been listening to this podcast. So if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I've spoken about socialization before and that it's not what we think it is, right? We're not setting our dogs up for success by quote unquote socializing, meaning the old version of socialization, which was go out and meet all the people and all the dogs and do all the things and whatnot. You can 100% overwhelm a dog, 100%. And as someone like your husband that is an introvert, you can totally overwhelm a right brain introvert dog for sure. So here's what I want you to think about when we're talking about that kind of socialization. When we think about dogs that need a little bit more time to process the world around them. It doesn't mean that they are necessarily these nervous little dogs that won't be able to get over it. They just might need a little bit more time to process things. They might need give them a beat, to take stuff in. What happens with a lot of dogs is they don't have that time to actually fully process. I will say I was out, this was a few weeks ago now, but when I was out with Gunther, we were walking and it was his first time out on a walk in a long time. If we were going to talk about socialization, I have done less than most people, right? Admittingly, did not do what society would tell you is, the right amount of socialization, but I digress. The point is, one of the, I think it was the very first day I took him, we were at the park, the little lake area. It's not technically open yet because it's not swimming season. So I was like, nobody's going to be here. And of course, that would be the day that grandmother was coming with two of her grandkids. And the kids were yelling and screaming and throwing sticks and doing the things, doing kid stuff, not bad kids, just doing kid stuff. And so I took a moment to step off of the path, went down by the lake, and I just let him watch. And he was curious but he had no desire to go near them. He had no desire to go check it out anymore. He just stood and stared. And the amount of time that it took him, I stopped and I talked to the grandmother for a little bit. We had a nice little chat, but he just stood there the entire time taking in those kids. Why? Because he had never seen young kids before, right? He had been living with us, and our kids are adults now. My son just turned 18. My youngest son just turned 18. So like he literally just took that time from a distance that he felt comfortable. And I didn't push him. I didn't ask the kids to come down. I didn't ask for anything like that. I just let him observe, because some dogs just need a little bit more time to observe. So when we take our dogs out into the world and we have them experience things, this is what I like to call the not the we could do a threshold sort of example. Let's look at it like thresholds. So your dog wakes up in the morning and they're at a base level of stress. Okay. It's whatever that stress may be. Maybe in your house, your puppy is really, really calm, but as you take them outside in the world, their stress goes up. And again, stress isn't necessarily a bad thing. Stress is just stress. It's just, it's your body's response to stimuli that perhaps you're processing and whatnot. So as your dog goes through the day, their stress goes up. Now, depending on how much stuff they quote unquote see or socialize to, and how much time they are given in between those things, will depend on whether or not we basically push your puppy over threshold. And so let's say, I always use the same example, but let's say, for example, you get up in the morning and your dog's at a regular level of stress, the normal level of stress. And then there's a knock on the door and somebody comes to visit. And of course they see your puppy and they're going to be like, oh my gosh. And there's a lot of stimulus and a lot of stuff. And the people want to touch the puppy and squish her little face because she's adorable and all those things. And then she gets over that, right? That person leaves. But then you decide, let's take her out for a walk. And when we go out for the walk, I mean, can you imagine being that little and seeing the world from that angle? Taking a sip. Like, let's just a picture, if you will. What does the world look like if you were only, I don't know, what is that? Like a half a foot off the ground? Not even. Like, what does the world look like from down there? How intimidating is the world from down there? How intimidating is it to have people reach down over top of you if you're like that little? So, picture, if you will, what life must be like for them as they're exploring and discovering themselves and all of those things that I would imagine even just going for a walk would be, a little stressful. And so you go for a walk, perhaps you come across a dog. The dog maybe is a little bit too rambunctious, doesn't hurt your dog, but it's a little bit too rambunctious and she gets a little overwhelmed with that. Then let's say you realize, oh shoot, it's time now to go to puppy class. So you pack her up in a car. The car also is a stressful thing. You're going to the car, the anticipation of the stuff. And there's all sorts of there's all sorts of stuff that factor into this, right? There's the chemical response that you have. Maybe you're a little bit apprehensive about the class. Like you're like, I wonder if she's going to be okay. And she feels that apprehension. So she's like, oh, okay, what's going on there? Then you get to a puppy class. Now, I don't know what kind of puppy class you have. But I have experienced some puppy classes where I would just call it chaos in a room, like chaos in a room. Because if you think of it, it's like when you take your kids, your young kids to daycare for the first time. There's so many different characters in that room, right? There's going to be the bigger puppies, the boisterous puppies. There's going to be the barking. There's going to be some that are scared, some that are not, some that are bullies, some that aren't. Like, there's so many different aspects to that if you look at it from, your puppy's perspective, that's a huge amount of stuff that's happening. Now, if on this particular day you haven't given your puppy a chance, not that you would do this, I would, obviously you're not, I'm not saying you're doing this, Jordan, but if on that day you haven't given your puppy a chance to go back to their comfort zone, to kind of, sometimes we like to say digest what they've learned, but in a lot of cases, it's just like come down from the experience. For our unconfident dogs, especially new puppies that are learning the world, it is literally them experiencing something and going, oh my gosh, is that going to kill me? And then when it doesn't kill me, we go, oh, I didn't die. And that becomes the life experience. And I go, that happened and I didn't die. And because dogs are all about survival. So the more, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, I didn't die moments, the more life layering happens, the more confidence they build and all of that stuff. However, they need a chance to process that. Their body and their chemical reaction to those stresses needs an opportunity to come back down. There needs to be a reset button, because you can inadvertently just keep pushing them up that stress threshold until they've reached the end. And sometimes that looks like by the time they get to puppy class, they've been overstimulated and now they're snapping at people or they're snapping at other dogs. So there's like, it's just too much. And maybe that's not how they would respond had they not had quote unquote, all the other stimulus and all the other socialization that we did earlier in the day. So, the long and the short of it is 100% you can overdo socialization. But I think what's more important about this is to really wrap your head around what we actually want, because we don't want our dog seeing all the other dogs. We don't want our dog seeing all the other people and going up to the other people. We actually don't want that. And the reason why we don't want that is because for like a confident, happy-go-lucky dog, what that teaches them as a puppy is it teaches them that everything else in the environment is more important than you. That's what that teaches them. It's like when you go out to the environment, search and seek for other things besides me, because they're way more fun than me, right? That's actually what we're teaching them. And then what ends up happening is by the time these dogs become adolescents and whatnot, and they're out there and they're pulling like a crazy dog, trying to get to all the other dogs they see, trying to get to all the other people they see. And we're pulling back going, what are you pulling for? That's what you socialize them to do. You don't want your dog going up to every dog they see, especially a Chihuahua. Especially a Chihuahua. You don't want your Chihuahua going up to every single dog they see because, and this is the unfortunate reality, and I mean, you know this as someone who works with, who has had littles in the past. You go up to the wrong dog, and that can be disastrous for a small dog. So we actually want our small dogs to mind their business. We want our small dogs to be confident enough in you that you have what it takes to keep those dogs away. We want to make sure that we don't have the little dog that is popping off every time it sees another dog, because you don't want that kind of attention. Right? Those are the things that we want. We also don't want our dog going up to every single person they meet. We really want to make sure that we are wrapping our socialization in the idea of partnership. How are we partnering together? And sometimes that is a little harder to wrap our heads around when it's a small dog, because genuinely speaking, our small dogs haven't necessarily been anything other than social cuddle bugs for us, like they're, we can't look back. I mean, can we? Oh, now I gotta look. Hold on. Let's see. I'm doing this in real time. Let's see how well my internet works. Okay. We're pulling this up. Oh my God, they're so cute. Look what I did. First thing, our Chihuahuas, good family dogs. Aren't they good family dogs? All right, let's take a look here. Oh, I gotta accept all the cookies. Chihuahua is a tiny dog with a huge personality. National symbol of Mexico. These alert and amusing purse dogs stand among the oldest breeds of the Americas, with the lineage going back to the ancient kingdoms of pre-Columbian times. Chihuahua is a balanced, graceful dog of terrier-like demeanor, weighing no more than 6 pounds. A rounded apple head is breed harm. The apple head. Let me see. Oh no, what happened? Where did it go? I clicked on something. I clicked on an ad. Sorry, my bad. Chihuahuas possess loyalty, charm, and a big dog attitude. Even tiny dogs require training, and without it, this little clever scamp will rule your household like a little Napoleon. Compact and confident Chihuahuas are ideal city pets. They are too small for roughhousing with kids, but special care must be taken in cold weather. Okay. I meant to hit read more. They prefer to sit on your lap. Anyway, so what I basically wanted to have a little history of Chihuahuas there. There are certain dogs that when we read about their past, they were like, these dogs used to help us hunt boar. And these dogs are used to track, cadavers in buildings that fell down, and then we look up a Chihuahua and we're like, these dogs like to sit on your lap, so makes it more challenging for us to be like, how do we partner up with them? But I still want you to wrap socialization in that. So when we're talking about socialization, it's not just go see that dog over there. It's let's the two of us go and see that dog over there. And I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to be there to support you and all of that stuff. It's not let's go see every person we see. It's let's walk past these people. Let's walk past this dog. Let's do this because we're doing something fun together and dogs happen to be there. We really want to really find ways to be great partners for these dogs, because most of the time these dogs get very little autonomy. They are picked up and carried around, and they don't get to make the choices that they want to make. And that, to me, is one of the greatest gifts you can give a small dog, is to start giving them choices. Start giving them the choice of, do you want to be picked up? Start giving them the choice of, walking. And I say that because I laugh, but the amount of times that, people would come to me with, little dogs with behavior problems, and they're carrying them around the whole time. I'm like, does the dog know how to walk? Because they might want some exercise. They don't actually burn as many calories when you carry them around. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So there you go. I hope that helps. I don't know. I kind of went off on a tangent. And I also now am just, not going to lie, looking at pictures of Chihuahuas. So, bird. Tracy got distracted. So the long and the short of it is 100%. Your instincts are absolutely correct. And if it's one thing that I want to impress upon everybody that listens to this podcast, is to learn to start to trust those instincts. If things don't sound right to you, question it and think about it and be like, I don't know if that's true, because you can 100% over-socialize a dog, especially when we were talking about socialization in the standard way that people think socialization is. If we're talking about socialization as a way of partnering up, I don't think you can. I think that we should actually be more proactive in socializing our dogs in the way that I just described, being a partner and showing dogs what it is like to walk through Humansville with you, right? What does that mean to be in Humansville? What are the expectations in Humansville? And you're always going to struggle with a little dog just because so cute. I mean, I did it. Go back and listen to the start of this podcast. What did I do when I saw the picture of your dog? I got high-pitched voice, and I was like, what a squishy little face. Like, that's what we do. So that's what you're struggling with. That's what you're struggling with. People like me. All right. Thank you very much, Jordan. for your lovely question. Thanks for joining us over inside the Living Beyond Obedience group and sharing your beautiful pictures. I'm so excited to be able to watch Olive grow and shine in her life with you. I know that she is obviously in the best of hands and you have the best intentions. So thank you very much for that. Listen, if you have a question that you would like answered here on the podcast, you can do what Jordan did. You can either send me an email or you can go to my contact page at beyondobedience.ca/contact. There's a little red mic there. It's orange. It's not red. It's an orange mic. And you can actually leave me a voice memo. Tell me what you think about the podcast. Let me know how this is helping you or ask me a question there. Always love hearing from you, my friend. All right. I think that's it for today. Listen, if you like this kind of thing, please be sure to do the things, all the things that help push the podcast out to more and more people. Head on over to Apple, leave a 5-star written review. And if you're on Spotify, you can follow me over there as well as leave a comment over there. Reach out to me on my website, beyondobedience.ca. Do all the thing. Hang out with us inside the Living Beyond Obedience group. Go check out Olive. She's adorbs. She's adorbs. You'll love her. All right. I think that's it. All right, my dog-loving friend, listen. I need you to get out there today, and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you're amazing, and so do I. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only. It's not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you are really struggling with dangerous behavior from your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now.